Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 38th episode of Kouryer podcast. Today, I'm joined with Nikoloz Kuparadze. He's a he's an illustrator and concept artist from Tbilisi, Georgia. Now, with that out of the way, could you please give us a little introduction on how you got into visual arts and design?
Well, for that, are you ready for time travel? Because we are going to jump back in past for like 7 or 8, maybe even 10 years. Um, I really was interested in animations since I remember myself, but I never was drawing actually. Even when I was a child, I never drew, like kinda sometimes with crayons, like in school, because I was not interested in history, maybe. But I did not start drawing until I was in my 11th grade. That's until I was 17, and by then I started to watch anime, like Naruto, Bleach, and stuff like that. I started to watch that, and I really got interested in copying mangas, like how Kishimoto and every manga artist did their job. So yeah, I just started to copy them. Then I figured that, oh wait, I'm kind of decent. Find that copying, yes, but still decent. And I just started to draw after that. And since then, I am drawing, painting, and just basically sketching every time, every day. Well, not every day, but yeah, most of the time.
All right, awesome. And were you originally studying art and design, or you were pursuing another career path?
I so when I started to draw at age of 17, then I started to think that, oh, what do I want to do with myself? Because in a year I'm graduating, so I need to pick a university or a college. And I started to think, okay, I don't want to do anything else except drawing, and what can help me with. There was like two choices. One was technical school, technical university, and second one was art school. But when I asked, well, if the art school was good or not, I was told that no, if you want to get drunk at it, then sure, go there. But if you actually want to pursue something interesting, don't go there. So I decided to go to technical university and pursue architecture there. I have an architecture bachelor degree. I studied 4 years there, but then when I started to actually work as a UI illustrator for web and applications, then I gradually changed to more illustrations than actually architecture and building.
All right, interesting. And right now, I mean, you said that you're working on illustrations for web, but let's focus on that a bit. What is the
Yeah.
like that aside? What is your main branch of design that you're focusing on right now? And tell us about your experience from the start of it until now.
The main branch I'm focusing right now is concept art and kinda illustration, though I'm more like concept arting and practicing in concept arting more than illustrations. But I have not actually figured out fully what I really want to do because I also enjoy animations. I animated some stuff in Photoshop way back when I just started to draw, and since then I actually really enjoy. I even want to work for animations more than games, even though the games is like practically everything for me. So yeah, I don't pursue web illustrations as much as I used to. I still work there, and that's my daily job. But as soon as I have free time, I'm like, okay, now it's time to work on concept art more. What do professional concept artists do, and how can I sharpen my skills in those fields? And what can I do? What else can I do that I have not done up until today?
All right, and how does your design process usually go anytime you want to start working on a project?
Mhm. Well, as much as I want to say it's reference gathering, it's not, and that's bad. You should get your references before, not beforehand, but before you start to actual design. You should spend some time getting references, but I'll say like 60% of the time I do go gather references, especially if it's about subject I don't know. Like for example, when I'm working on a illustrations for a web that is about, let's say, wine and drinks. Because I don't drink and I don't know much about wine, I have to research like what can bottles look like, or what type of wine there is. So most of the time I go get my research done, my references. Like if I have idea that I want to draw, I'll say search. Maybe I want to draw a winery or something like that, or factory. How I'll find what kind of factories there are. After that, gathering materials, I do some sketches. I try to explore as much as possible. Sometimes it's like days. I spend like, maybe not days, like let's say 48 hours. That can be either uh, 5 days, 4 days, like sometimes more, sometimes less. I sketch around, find, okay, this idea works, this idea doesn't work. If it works, how, what else can work? I tweak around, and as soon as I'm done with the sketches, I send them to the client or to my art director. Uh, and then we just brainstorm if there's something that works and it's okay, it's good, and I can like develop it more. I then take that sketch and start to work digitally on it. It's either Illustrator or Photoshop. If none of the sketches work, then I just go back to the drafting board and sketch maybe a couple hours more, find why it doesn't work and how can I fix that. And I repeat that process until the sketch is chosen um, mm, to be digitalized after. And then I just send final product to the client or art director again.
All right, awesome. Now, I want to talk a bit about some of your works that's on your Instagram page. Of course, I did a little background check of your stuff, and well, let's first talk about the vector illustrations you did of like famous landmarks, both
Mhm.
fictional and non-fictional. Like you did some from like famous like cities in from the whole world, and
Yeah.
also some from fictional like places like Mount Eye of Sauron. Like
Yep.
there's a lot of things about from even well from even Avatar series. Oh,
Yep.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, I when I was, it was I think 2 years ago when I started doing those. 2 years ago, I don't remember, but no, actually, year ago. No, it's 2021. Yeah, 2 years ago already. I just randomly, we had in Georgia, because the pandemic, not pandemic, but because of some reasons. I don't want to go like deep into that. We had this. Uh, those events going that were called Visit Georgia hashtag. They even had the hashtag Visit
Hmm.
Georgia, and I was approached by them, the people who were working on that subject, to do some illustrations for them for the Instagram and stuff. So I just decided to, okay, let's pick some famous places in Georgia, like Sketa, Tbilisi, Batumi, some like places and cities that tourists often visit, and just making small, quick illustrations that can be then changed into badges or stickers or like anything that they choose. And after I did that, I was like, okay, those work kind of well. They look well, so why not to make a whole series about that? And I asked my Instagram what cities did they want to see. After some cities I made without asking them, because like Tokyo and Amsterdam, I wanted to, and Oslo, like cities like that, I wanted to do those. And after I did them, I asked them. They said like, "Oh, do Tallinn or Amsterdam or like London or like, I don't know, of Washington." And I saw that it worked. It engaged with the followers I had. So I just started to produce them daily. At least I tried to post at least 5 times in a week, and it didn't take much too long for me, especially as much as I did. And then I thought that, okay, real cities, fine, cool, it's interesting, but what if I move from real world to fictional world? And I just gradually jumped into either Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, then even Avatar, as you said. Yeah, I just love that animation, so yeah, of course I would do that. And like some more famous fictional worlds, like Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones was quite popular back then. It like I think it was like final season or like seventh season. I don't know. I
Yeah,
didn't.
let's not talk about the last season.
Yeah, well, I won't talk because I cannot, because I have not seen anything
Oh,
about
all right.
Game of
Yeah,
Thrones. Yeah, well, I have not seen, but I know because spoilers.
yeah,
So yeah, I just jumped from here to there, from one fictional world to another fictional world. It was fun. It was interesting.
yeah, yeah. It was a nice twist of you found this style of work, and you're like, and what can I do with it? Yeah, I
Yeah.
get the path you took.
Plus, people liked it, so
Hmm,
I
yeah,
liked it. People liked it. It's like best of both worlds. Yeah, let's
yeah,
continue.
win-win.
Yeah, win-win. Exactly.
Yeah, and also another thing I want you to talk about is like you did a series of like fictional like swords and
Hmm. Yeah,
warhammers and stuff
yeah.
like that. What was the inspiration behind that? Like, why did you came up with this project? Like, what
Well,
is going on?
that's like one of my favorite projects I ever did. Um, Even though it's done in Adobe Illustrator, and as some may not know and some might know, I really hate working in Adobe Illustrator now because I'm bored of it and I just don't like using vector art. But those swords and weapons were done in vector art, Adobe Illustrator, and the inspiration for that was I am a huge nerd and huge lover of D&D, Dungeons and Dragons. I just live with that. I adore it. I want to work with them. I even as a tea delivery service, if I can work with Wizards of the Coast, I would love that. And I had this campaign. I was playing with my friends, and I had a campaign where I DM'd for them. They played, and those weapons, all of them, are from my campaign, the setting, the world I created. And because I just didn't want to give them just the stats that the weapon does this damage and this bonus and does this effect. I also wanted them to see how that weapon looked, or that their beloved character wielded. So I just started to create those weapons as well. And
Hmm.
yeah, they would. The fun thing is that I actually got some commissions for commission requests for
Hmm.
from other people on Instagram to do their weapons for like their characters, and that's like best part, like doing something you love and actually getting paid for it. Yeah, sure, why not? Who's gonna say no to that?
You're just gonna open up your Spotify playlist and just start drawing until it's
Yeah,
finished.
actually, yeah, well, yeah, like music on, headphones on, let's go.
Yeah, and actually, I'm interested in something.
Mhm.
How did they find your page? Like, I think, yeah. All right, first go on.
Mhm. How did they find my page? I
Then
don't know.
commission, of course.
I have no idea. I didn't have YouTube back then when I was doing
Hmm.
that. I only had my Instagram, and I was just posting daily. I think back then the algorithm worked that if you post daily consistently,
Hmm.
people would notice you and seek you. So I think that worked. And like, I don't know, maybe the friends that I did the weapons to, they shared on their Instagrams, and someone just saw it, or I don't know, I used right hashtag. I don't know. I really don't know how they found me. When I asked them how they found, they said, "Oh, we were just scrolling on Instagram, the search feed, and we found your weapon."
Mm.
Yeah, that's probably how they saw it.
And were they from Georgia or were they from other places?
No, as much as it hurts me to say, in Georgia, the D&D is not as huge. I probably would say like 300 people at max.
Oh, that's good
Maybe.
actually.
Well, yeah, for like population of 4 million, it's well, to compare to some other places. They were mostly like from America and Europe.
Mm. Yeah. And actually, the reason I brought that up was because I have an idea how did they found it, and I mean it's kind of like I'm pointing out the obvious, but of course it's because of the hashtags. And I want
Yeah.
to just mention to anyone who's listening that using hashtags is just one of the most powerful tools you have in every single social media. Like it's not going to be like, oh, like of course the algorithms are different in every social media, but the point is that if you use the correct hashtags, you're going to get the correct attention. And another tip is that you shouldn't just spam, just fill your captions with hashtags, different hashtags. You should just have like a couple of just very important ones,
Mhm.
and that way it's going to be more effective than having like 30 hashtags so it could be seen like 30 different things, because it won't happen. So just put some correct hashtags and you'll be fine, and you're
That
going to get some
that's true.
attention.
Actually, I found that some pieces don't get noticed because the hashtags are like wrong, and just because hashtags have like big search number, just because like Happy Monday is searched 10,000 times, doesn't mean that it will work for your particular piece that you uploaded.
Mm-hmm.
I
True.
still have to learn how to use hashtags, obviously, because some of my works are. It's I don't know how social media works. I need to learn that stuff, and that stuff is interesting. That's why I'm more inclined to learn it. But still, it's really useful to use right hashtags.
Yeah, true. And also, just one last thing about your works. There's
Yeah.
something small I actually just noticed like 10 minutes ago when I was looking at them.
No.
There's like on the bottom right, I mean, of course, there's your signature, and like there's this like a spiral shape with like five different like things on top of them. Is that your signature, right?
My signature. Do you like mean any particular piece so I can just quickly
Um,
check it?
yes, all the works of this on your Instagram, all the like the landmark works and also the sword works, the weapon works.
So no, that used to be my logo. That was like
Mm-hmm.
hand. It was a bear's hand, and
Mm-hmm.
it had like small face in it as well.
Mm-hmm.
But then I didn't like that for long, and then I changed to the logo I have right now, that B symbol, and I use
Mm-hmm.
that as a it came up by actual. Um, Accident. The new logo I have right now, I just wrote B and added some eyes, and I was like, oh wait, it's like that looks like a smile, and it's a B as well, and that's what my brand, let's call that a brand, is all
Mm-hmm.
about: being happy, being joyful, because that's who I try, not try to be, but who I am as a person.
Mm-hmm.
And it also has
Nice.
B. That's my nickname's first letter, so
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it works. So then I changed to that to be my
Mm-hmm.
logo, and I use that everywhere. I actually really like it. Somehow I like it.
Yeah, I mean, like actually, with your previous logo, it kind of looked interesting. It's simple and memorable,
Mm.
in a sense. Like I don't know. I mean, I'm just throwing it out there. If in the future you could like experiment and just if you could mash up your current logo with your previous logo, I think
Mm.
that kind of could look cool. Just an idea, thought.
Yeah, it was cool. When I was making it as well, I thought about this like really early
Mm-hmm.
caveman style of art. The world
Mm-hmm.
they drew on walls and stuff, and I don't know. I guess I got bored after 2 years of using that, and
Yeah,
I
I know
wanted
what you mean. Yeah,
to redo it somehow.
like
So
like when you work on something for so long, it's kind of like drops from your eye, in a sense.
yeah, true.
And you're like,
That's exactly what happened with, like, as I said, with vector art. I did it so
mm-hmm.
much that I got bored of it, and it gives you. I never got like really invested in it, so I think that
Mm-hmm.
also had its own role. But yeah, when you do
Mm-hmm.
something for long and you not don't actually enjoy it too much, you get bored of it.
Mm-hmm. All right. And who are your favorite artists and designers that have inspired you the most?
Oh, that's the question I really love and enjoy talking about. Um, my favorite artists. So let me ask something. Do you mean like those artists who are alive right now, or the artists
Doesn't
that
matter.
like that are
Both
very
dead
much?
and alive or anything.
Like if I say from the artists that are actually alive right now, they are like Carla Ortiz, Ahmed Aldori, Phoenix, Adam Duff, Loish, that is really well known on like social medias. Craig Mullins, Carl Kapinski. I just love that guy. And I don't know. The list goes on and on. Like I have hard time to remember every single one of them, and I'll be so mad because after we done and like in an hour, I will remember a couple more names and be like, why didn't I remember when he asked me? Like Kim Jong-gi, like all of those like heavy titans of art, Peter Han. Yeah, the names come randomly. From the dead, well, passed away artists, I should say.
Yep.
Leonardo da Vinci, of course, I love that. Um, I love him. Michelangelo. Oh, I studied some of his stuff, and they are so great. Bridgman, that guy is like so good with anatomy, and anyone who wants to learn anatomy should go for a Bridgman. Louis Loomis, Andrew Loomis, for sure. Um, who else? Well, from those who are alive, like Glenn Wilpool, he's an amazing artist as well. Glenn Keane. I mean, yeah, as I said, list goes on and on and on and on and on. I feel
Um,
like more artists you admire, there's like this saying about art parents. Anyone who is learning art should choose their art parents and like base not base their art on them, but like study them
mm-hmm.
so well that they gradually take something from them and implement in their art, just like you learn something from your mother or father. um what Oh god, I forgot why I was saying that. So my
It's
memory is
fine.
like my memory is like a golden fish one. Um, I forgot what I was saying actually.
You were saying why it's good to have like kind of art
Oh,
parents.
yeah, why it's good
Yeah.
to have as many artists to inspire you as possible,
Mm-hmm.
because you don't become like exact copy of this or that artist, and you actually have like maybe someone's art style, not art style, line art style, someone's painting style, someone's lighting style, someone's way of using colors, someone's way of building anatomy, someone's way of building shapes. And more you have it, the more diverse you become, and more you become as well. No one will come and say that, oh, you know what, your art looks like it's done by Carlo Ortiz. Like, why are you becoming this um, under budget, low budget Carlo Ortiz when you can become the full on blown like yourself and use
Mm-hmm.
others' tricks and tips and like make them your own. So yeah, more artists you have to be inspired with, better it is for you as well as an artist, as a person as well.
All right. And what is the main subject of your artworks, and what made them interesting to you?
Huh. My main subject, like for now, I for some reason, I have no idea why, I'm really into angels, and like mostly angels and devils. I
Mm-hmm.
always loved the biblical idea about those. Main subject is as creepy as possible, but also as fantasy as possible. Like, I my favorite game is Bloodborne, and I think that all the Souls games are great. So I tend to base my art based heavily on anything that is fantasy, but also it's kind of creepy ish, somewhat, like not precisely like dark, but somewhat dark. Like when you wake up and see someone pointing this creature's painting at you, you get scared.
And I mean, about the Dark series game, like Dark Souls games. Here's the thing. I think I'm kind of a noob for saying that, but the only game I played from that franchise was Dark Souls 3. I downloaded it. And what happened was, in the beginning, I lost a bit. I died. I was like, yeah, it's okay. It's just any other game.
Mhm.
Here's the thing. Like, I found this secret area in the beginning. Yeah, I don't know if you remember. Then when you enter, there's like a crystal monster thingy,
Mm,
sleeping,
yeah, yeah,
like with
yeah,
this bag crystal.
yeah, yeah.
And I was like, oh, cool. Maybe I can pet it or something, or I don't know. Or wait. I was like, oh, it could be it could become your pet buddy or something that could help you. Or I was like, oh, it's probably first level enemy or something. It's gonna be easy. And oh boy.
You were to be surprised.
But what I did was I got so frustrated that I just YouTubed how to defeat this crystal thingy from the beginning, and someone just showed me that without anything you can just lure it outside the edge and just roll back, and when it tries to jump on you, just
Yeah.
the guy just yeets himself off the cliff.
Yeah, debated.
Yeah.
Literally, that's same thing with the demon's soul,
Mm-hmm.
uh, or demon soul. I always mess up the pronunciation. Let's say demon soul, so no one knows if I said that right or wrong. The first boss, actually, you have to die to it. Not have to, but like 99% of the time you die to it, because that's the how you get to the main point from where you can travel to other areas and like continue the storyline.
Mm-hmm.
But that boss can also be killed somehow. I never done that, but I've seen it. It can be done.
Yeah. And for anyone who's listening and just wondering, because I'm also like a curious one myself, for anyone who's never played this single game on this series, which game do you prefer for the start? That is
Oh,
casual friendly, but is also a challenge, you know?
I don't think that any Souls game is a casual,
I
because
know, but.
I'll be biased here and say that
Mm-hmm.
Bloodborne
Mm-hmm.
is the go-to, because it's a let's say standalone game. It like only Bloodborne. There's no like sequel or prequel for it.
Mm-hmm.
You can also start with Demon Souls. When you choose like Dark Souls, like come on, you should start with Dark Souls 1, then 2, then 3,
Yeah.
so you understand the whole storyline. But I'll say Bloodborne because it contains two of my favorite things, and probably it's gonna be favorite for a lot of people. Hope so. It has this gothic style and
Mm.
combined with Victorian setting
Mm.
and Victorian architecture, and it has a creepy first boss that you hear like from the start of the game, kind of from the
Mm.
start of the game.
Bloodborne.
Yeah, Bloodborne. It's my go-to game whenever I'm like, okay, what should I play now? I want to play, but I don't know what to play. Okay, let's go for a Bloodborne game. Why not?
It's so essentially it's your comfort game.
Yeah, it's like let's go to Yarnum. Let's see that
Wow.
doll again. Yeah, I just adore
All
that game.
right. And all right, next question. What technologies and softwares do you mostly use for your works?
Um, Photoshop is my go-to whenever I wanna do something digitally, of course. I use Adobe products mostly, like Adobe Illustrator for work. Power not power PowerPoint. I did use once PowerPoint, but no. Premiere Pro when I want to edit videos for the YouTube. When I'm painting or studying or something, of course I use Photoshop. But I want to say that my main go-to tool whenever I want to draw something for myself is my brush pen, my
Hmm.
pencil, and my sketchbook. This is my holy trinity, if I can call it that way. It's something I'm really addicted to. Like I never was addicted to sketchbooks, and like it's not even a year when I started to like really dive into art and really learn all the basics. And I felt like in 8 months, I filled 14 different sketchbooks. I'm so addicted to it. Whenever I wake up, I'm like, is my sketchbook near? Oh, it's near. Okay, I can continue sleep. Wait, is it near? Okay, yeah, it is. I even now I have sketchbook right in front of me, my brush pen in my hand, and whenever like I'm talking most of the time. I'm like, okay, let's do some hashing. Let's practice. Why not? Because yeah, I'm too addicted. So yeah, I'd say it's not digital tool, but it's my main tool: sketchbook, pencil, and pen.
Awesome. And any advice and tips for a good portfolio and resume for artists?
Well, I will say this that I don't have the best portfolio, but I still have to
Mhm.
work for my portfolio so I can submit it somehow, some way, somewhere. But the main advice that I use myself for that particular reason is that always have your best, like the best, like some work that you, if someone asks you what's your best work, this is my best work. Always have that work on the front page of your portfolio, and have portfolio about the subject that you want to work for. Like If you want to work for like games that are about fantasy, have works about fantasy. Don't have like portraits about with the subject of, I don't know, sci-fi. Don't have mechs in the same portfolio with the fantasy stuff, because if someone will hire you, they will hire you for that one thing, that one
Mhm.
like fantasy related subject, not because you have, okay, portraits of robots, some mech ideas, occasionally some gear and stuff from, I don't know, cyberpunks, not cyberpunk, steampunk style. Just base your portfolio on one particular subject and go for it. If you want to do other stuffs, do those as well on like your free time on some other place. Like build maybe three different portfolios: one for fantasy and games, one for animation, one for, I don't know, mech, but only dedicate your portfolio, one portfolio, to one subject only. That's what I
All right.
try to do as well.
Hmm. All right. Very good. And what are you working on right now that you can tell us about? What kind of project is it?
Right now, because 5 days ago, I will say, no, I'm lying. Sorry, I'm a huge liar. A week ago, yes, week ago, I had a dream about my old sketches that were about angels and devils. I, for some reason, was making not a book, like something like, uh, yeah, let's call it book that contained angels and devils from my own world. And I had a dream about that again for some reason, combined with the Darksiders 3, because I love that game as well. And I decided to, okay, it's time. I learned something new. I learned more than I knew 2 years ago. Let's rework them. And I started to rework and add new angels. For now, they are only angels, to that whole menu, if I can call it that, and like coming up with different lore names for those angels, why they way they are, what their purpose, and all of that. Just like creating actual setting and lore, and not just, oh, pretty face, oh, pretty angel. I try to create a story.
Mhm.
So that's what I'm working right now. The angels. Soon I will work on demons as well, because for some reason I like demons more than angels. I don't know. That speaks more about me, I guess. But yeah, what can I do?
No, I mean it's kind of a fair assessment. I mean, in a sense,
Yeah, maybe.
like villains are more attractive sometimes.
Yeah, that's weird thing that if you go out and ask someone, of course they will go like, "Oh, yeah, good, good, good." Pick the good side. But when you're looking at the good side and bad side, I mean, the bad side looks cooler. Come on, I want that those horns and wings. Yeah,
I mean, the good side is like yogurt, tasteless yogurt. The bad
yeah,
side, on the other hand,
yeah. Like you will be Sith Lord, then a Jedi. Come
no,
on.
actually, here's the thing. Another, I have actually another stance on this stuff. Like, I'm usually the kind of like person who likes anti-heroes, and
Hmm.
I would personally, describe myself in general. If I could, you fantasize about yourself being in situations, I would
Yeah,
probably be neutral. Like a chaotic neutral or something. Personally,
yeah, yeah. That's exactly like not. Mm, like not on specific spectrum of
yeah,
good or
exactly.
bad. Like, yeah, sure, I am not evil and I'm not precisely good as well. I may rob someone if that is a bad guy,
Hmm.
sure, and I love to troll, so yeah, chaotic neutral. That's like my go-to alignment in the D&D if I create a character, like chaotic neutral, maybe slight a bit chaotic evil, maybe to make it more spicy, but yeah, most of the time chaotic neutral.
But if you want to get more specific, I think I would personally be something between. I'm definitely chaotic. I mean, I sound calm, but I'm a pretty chaotic person. I would fall between something between good chaotic good, and chaotic neutral. I wouldn't say chaotic evil, honestly, but I'm something in between those.
Yeah, most of the characters I've played, and I know I'm basing this a lot of on D&D, but as I said, that's like my whole interest
Mm-hmm.
most of the time, and it's easier for me to talk with that subject. So yeah, I go with chaotic neutral or true neutral, and sometimes because I want to be like kind of spicy, but not evil spicy, I go with chaotic good. Yeah, chaotic is all the way. Chaotic is like way of life. Like
Yeah.
the Lion King theme song should go on my background right now.
Yeah.
It's way of life. It's a circle of life, but yeah, butchered that song
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, and all right, next question. What area beside the area you're working on right now are you interested to explore and learn in the future? What I mean by that, imagine for some reason right now you had a lot of extra free time. And in that free
Hmm.
time, what would you do? And here's the thing. The things you would do could be learning a new skill, or I don't know,
Hmm.
doing anything, just anything. If you had a lot of free times, what would you do?
So if I had a lot of free time, that means I worked as someone I already want to be, as a like full-time concept artist,
Mm-hmm.
and I also had the free time to spare. First of all, I would finally dedicate some time to learn this bad boy here, the piano, because I love playing piano and I cannot find time to like actually sit and practice. Um, Also, I adore woodworking and actual smithing, and if I had the place for that as well, I would dedicate not full time, the most of my free time to um, either woodwork or smith. I just really love. There's this YouTube channel, Men at Arms. They craft from metal. They smith all the fantasy and game and animation or movie related stuff that you can possibly imagine, starting from armor, ended with weapons. And I love watching that. So yeah, I would learn how to smith, how to woodcraft, and how to play piano. I have no idea how would I do that if I had like some free time, but that what's my my goal would have been.
Actually, a really interesting thing. From my gym, there was this guy. Here's the thing: he had the same facial hair, and like he kind of looks like you, and it's kind of freaking me out. But without glasses, and the thing that's kind of freaking me
Wait,
out that
wait,
he,
let me fix that. No.
yeah, a bit more. But what I'm going to say that he actually like he always posts stories of he's doing like at home smithing and woodworking and all that. It's like actual smithing,
Oh damn, that's so cool. The actual
It could
steam.
be
That's
your
uh,
it
maybe
could be
maybe it's me. Maybe it's me,
your
and I'm
long
lying right
lost
now.
twin
Yeah,
country.
and I'm
But yeah,
lying right now that I don't have free time.
yeah, yeah. I mean, you're kind of being sus. But all right, whatever.
Well, what can I say?
All right. With everything that's been said and done in this episode, to conclude all we discussed, give us a roadmap for someone who is zero in visual arts and wants to get to the place you are in terms of skill set. Like, basically, give us a roadmap, step by step, zero to where you are.
So, so you mean like how should one start to like learn and
Yep.
pursue that? Okay, this is something everyone says, but most of people who listen don't do, and that's something I learned a year ago. Actually, that's why I said that I really dived in not even a year ago into art. Um, Learning your basics, like don't be lazy to learn because as much as you think that oh I have to spend so much time of learning basics, I'd rather jump and draw something else, right? You actually lose a lot of time because let's say you don't know perspective. Okay, when you try to build that cool scene that you have here and build it on the paper, because you don't know perspective you will not be able to do that, and you spend a lot of time doing that, and after not completely accomplishing what you wanted you get frustrated, so that hurts you emotionally as well, and overall you spend much more time doing what you don't know when you can spend some time yeah, some a bit more time in a short term studying that subject, but in the long run it will help you a lot. So um, learn your basics, don't waste time on like stuff that won't help you. For example, in YouTube doesn't help you. Dedicate your time to at least, I don't mean like 6 hours or 8 hours a day. Try to learn smart, not hard. And that's something also that most of us don't do. And I I'm a um, huge supporter of the idea that you should not study hard, but actually smart. Don't spend like 12 hours studying something and actually studying for like half an hour, but spend 2 hours of full concentrated attention on the subject you are doing. Don't get distracted by YouTube, by like social media, by someone who's coming to your room and saying, hey, you want to do that? No, say no. Dedicate fully those 2 hours and you will gain so much more knowledge from those 2 hours compared to, let's say, 8 hours of studying, I'll say, and not actually learning anything. So yeah, learn your basics, add your time as well as you can, and just know that it takes time. Don't expect to learn something as complicated as basics of art to like know them in, I don't know, week, month. No, you will need years most of the time, months to years to actually master something. And if you really want to become good artist, you really want to be one who works somewhere, and if you enjoy, okay, don't forget, you should enjoy whatever you're doing. Don't do something just
Mhm.
because it's cool. Do something because you enjoy it, because then you are not actually working, you're having fun. And if you don't enjoy something, then you won't do your best.
Mhm.
Enjoy the process, that's what I mean. So yeah, those tips: basics, time management, time management, um, enjoying, and remember, everything takes time. If you dedicate yourself enough, you will learn. And I had to learn. I know saying this is easier than actually doing. I
Mhm.
was there, and um, it just changed to me a year ago. And when I saw that, oh wait, even not a year ago, I'll say November, when I tried Portrait November challenge. For every day I was doing portraits, and first week was such a failure. I just wanted to quit, and I gradually saw that, okay, the 13th portrait was even cooler, 20th portrait is even cooler. So remember that more you do something, better you get at it, and just become master that way. Don't
Mhm.
compare yourself to others who have like years of experience. Just compare yourself to yourself the day before.
All right, awesome. I think that's about it. Thanks so much for the answers and coming by. Where can people contact you if they had any questions?
If they want to talk with me, I have Instagram, I have
Mm-hmm.
YouTube. I'm not as active on Instagram as I used to be, because I'd rather
Mm-hmm.
draw than post social medias. But I upload weekly on YouTube. That's Balu Sketchbook there as well. Like all the social media. Sorry, I'm on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Balu Sketchbook everywhere. I stream live on Twitch as well, twitch.tv/Balu Sketchbook. Um, 3 times a week. I want to try more, but for now it's 3 times a week. So if anyone wants to come and talk and like ask something more, and I can talk like hours on those subjects, they can come join me there anywhere, any social media they want.
Awesome. And well, I think that's about it. But before I finish this episode, I would like to mention something. Today is 8th of March as we're recording this, and 14th of March is going to be the first anniversary of the Kouryer podcast. And we're going to soon doing a giveaway. So, stay tuned for that. I'm going to put all the information later on in the Instagram. I'm going to put it on a post. So anyone who wants to join the giveaway, it's basically going to be a Photoshop or Adobe Illustrator like instructional course from Udemy. Like I'm gonna gift it to anyone who wins the giveaway. So yeah, keep an eye for that. And thank you everyone for tuning in and joining in. I don't know, whatever. Have a good day, everyone. Stay safe. Bye.
Goodbye, everyone, and thank you for calling me on this podcast. It
All
was
right,
awesome.
awesome. My pleasure.